Ugh. Yo, what's up, everyone? Today, I got an awesome guest. If you ever watch Seed to Harvest podcast, you know who he is. We got ElCanna in the house. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Fucking fabulous, man. It's a great
Yeah,
Saturday. It's a little
absolutely.
cold out, but it's a good
I
Saturday.
wouldn't look at that, but I understand. We don't get much of that
So,
around
yeah, man. Fuck. It's Colorado weather though, bro. Like it's
here.
super
Yeah,
nice, and then all of a sudden it's just shit and snow.
we get the
Yeah.
opposite end where it's nice half the year, and then it's just terribly hot where you don't even want to go outside.
Oh yeah. So let's get into it, man. If you want, let us know how you got into gardening real quick, and then we'll go on
Yeah,
from there.
sure. Well, I mean, I started consuming when I was, young, 13 or so, and then smoked most of my life, and then about 2015, I took like a 5-year break. I was just dealing with work and focusing on my family and whatnot, and wasn't really partaking in the cannabis or anything. But in 2020, I started consuming again, and then when it became legal out here in Arizona, I got really interested in the growing aspect of it. So I started watching a lot of the streamers like High Again, ICANN, DGC, all the big time the streamers and stuff, and started really focusing on what they were doing. And I'm like, man, that looks totally doable. So I just started doing it, and then just started sharing it on Instagram. I just decided, you know what, I'm going to just share it on Instagram and see what happens. And
Oh
then
yeah.
people were following me. Like Rue was one of my first followers, and dude, now we're like fucking good friends. I fucking love that dude. So it's just the connections that I've made has been amazing and fantastic, and it's also it's become like a therapy for me, kind of. It's my way to escape any stress or anything. I just get in the garden and play with my plants.
Hell yeah, bro. So how long would you say that you have been growing?
uh, 2 years, I'd say.
About 2 years. Okay.
Yeah, I think I started in 2022. Yeah,
2022. All right. Yeah.
say
Hell
2
yeah.
years. Sorry for the
Hell yeah.
fucking silence there. I'm trying to think it through in my head. I'm not realizing I'm talking to people. Macho, Rue, Slobby T.
Nah, shout them out. Shout them out, bro. I love the chat. The chat's awesome, bro.
Road Base, man, he followed me today. Shout out to you.
Hell yeah. We got Grumpy Toad. We got fucking. Oh, who is that? Slobby T. I don't know who that is. Haven't met him
Certified
yet.
old guy. Shout out to you. Yeah, Slobby T. He's on Instagram. He follows me on there. He's growing some Dead by Dawn right now, and it's looking really good. So
Okay.
shout out to that.
Okay. We got Chunky Nugs, Grandpa Grows, Curly Greenleaf, Certified Old Guy, Syntax,
Curly
Azarello. Dang, yeah. So we getting everybody up
Taz
in
here. Holy shit. Big
here.
Taz.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
on GCN last night, I think. He went up there and showed his grow off.
Fucking Macho, the Macho Man. Got Rock Solo.
Rock, those are my deers, man.
Oh yeah, Frankie's got Astronaut.
Oh,
What
look at
up?
that.
What up?
All right, Astro, shout out to you, dude.
Hell yeah.
Glad to
You all
see you.
good, bro? We just getting started. You ain't late. You ain't late.
I know. I was a little late. I popped in the last second. I had to
Yeah,
do some
yeah.
shit.
It's all good, though. I understand, bro. Family always comes first, dude. Like,
Yeah.
like you should always like everybody, bro. Put your family before any of this.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
because this
100%.
we can always reschedule. If family
Yeah.
time, you can't.
I mean, I can come 5 minutes late. These guys all know. Shit happens. Start a few minutes late. They'll
Oh
hang
yeah.
out for chat with each other, call each other names and shit.
Yeah, dude. Ain't no problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So your grow, what you feeding? What you were
Uh,
looking at? Like,
well, right now I'm doing Build a Soil, the organic living soil, in most of my grow. the stuff that I'm doing with Seed to Harvest podcast, I'm doing half with Grow Dots and then half with the ElCanna organics, because we included both of them in the Seed to Harvest season 2 crop culture box. So I was running both of them to kind of see which ones, you know, the differences or anything. So those ones I'm running in the cocoa with those. So I'm still kind of running old school with those. I didn't put enough nutrients in, so I'm now feeding them some Green Rush, which I had on hand to kind of supplement for what they were missing. So it's working out, but you know, I feel like my passion and my path is going towards living soil, because I'm really enjoying that. Like I've had issues with the leaves and everything in the cocoa with the Grow Dots and the ElCanna, and then living soil, I don't see any of that. So it's just, you know, it's kind of swaying me in that direction, is what I'm saying.
All right. I've tried organics a couple times, but kind of swayed away from it because I don't like the whole timing thing. But I can't get me back into it, you know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try his organics line that he got going. So see how that goes.
Yeah, I enjoy the organics, man. I really do. I started with what was it called? I can't think of the name, but it was synthetic, like a salt.
Westport.
Hey,
sorry, I didn't cut you off.
I was just kissing his ass a little on my show, so.
Double A. Hell yeah.
I started with I believe it was a salt-based nutrient brand. I can't remember the name, but I got it because I had cool artwork and shit, you know. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna try that. It worked great, it did, but it was so many different things that I had to mix together, and I was like, I can't do that shit. So then I switched to Lotus. They did good, but then I switched over to Green Rush, and I just loved them. So simple. You got Bloom. That's it. I'm like, dude, I'm down. I stuck with them for a while, and then I switched over to the Build a Soil way, and I've been doing that since. But I still hold on to my Green Rush because I love that stuff, man. Stuff works great.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I read that comment. Yeah, dude. Love that. Hell yeah.
Support the homies, dude.
Hell yeah. So, if you're only growing organic methods, since you're growing, you know, Jeremy's way, what are your top resources?
Well, I'm pretty new to it, so I would say as of right now it would be the Craft Blend, and then the Build a Flower is what I'm using.
Okay.
Most of, as well as the Rootwise and the Thrive Yahweh for the waterings. I love that stuff. Those have been my main go-tos. But like I said, I'm still new. I don't even have all the stuff that I could use. You know what I mean? I've only got a certain amount that I got from Crop Culture Box, and then some stuff that I ordered online just to get me started. Like I still need to get some more plant extracts and some other things, but I'm slowly, you know, the stuff's not cheap. So
yeah, no.
Definitely not. And then my moisture meter the other day, I think it was yesterday, I went and looked at it, and it was off. I switched the battery 2 times, nothing. I'm like, fuck,
the Eco Wick. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Son of a bitch. So now I'm moisture meterless again.
Man, gotta get a new one, man. I love
my first one I did an AUKID with it, and it didn't get as big as it should have because I was just underwatering severely. I thought I can do it, but I didn't realize. I should have realized, but I didn't realize that going from the small pot to the big pot, how much more water I was going to actually need. And you know, slight overlook on my end, but that moisture definitely helped. But now it took a shit on me, and I'm a little bummed out. But I'll get another one. They're not super, super, super expensive, so.
Oh no.
That'll just have to move its way on up the list.
Rice hulls, yeah, dude. Silica and rice hulls, yeah. That's definitely.
Can you clone?
Cold chill.
Fuck, sorry. I don't know. Can you? I'm sure you could. You just got to know how to do it, right? I don't see why not.
I'm pretty positive you can clone a Christmas tree. If not, you can graph it onto something. I'm almost 100% positive. You can clone that, or you can graph it. You can do all kinds of things with those. I'm like 100% positive. Trees are crazy.
I got some apple seeds. I saw Crimson Dead by Dawn doing a I don't think it worked, but he tried to germinate some apple seeds in his root nerds. He said he didn't dry them out enough, so I've had them sitting on the windowsill for about a week, just letting them dry out. I'm gonna try that. Put them in the root nerds and see if I can get some apple tree fucking sprouts.
Oh yeah, bro.
And, dude, this growing this cannabis has gotten me so interested in growing everything else. You know, I haven't started yet, but I want to grow my own food and like all kinds of shit. It's got me so fucking. It's changed my whole perspective on eating and input. You know.
100%, dude. Yeah, because especially when you're doing organics and you start realizing a lot of like the pesticides and shit that most big companies use when it comes to our foods and shit. Like they're spraying all these pesticides all over them and then send them to you. And so it's not.
Yeah, I never used to pay any attention to that shit, but now I'm like, what the fuck? It's on my mind and shit, you know?
Yeah, no, I was talking to somebody, I can't remember who it was, and it was about sleeping. So like if you have like sleep issues and shit, you can take lettuce, right? And boil the lettuce, wait until your water gets nice and green. Okay. Once your water's green, you can either cool it off, let it sit and towards like a nice cool temperature, and you can sip on that. And then within like 15 minutes of drinking it, you're gonna get like tired as fuck. Like tired, like that you've never been. Yeah. Yeah. I have really bad sleep problems. So like I won't sleep if I like.
Yeah, my wife has that. She cannot get to sleep.
Well, yeah, I have to force myself to sleep, otherwise I will be awake. You know, I got to do things. People say that it might be the pesticides that's in, like that is used that is actually making you sit like super tired and stuff.
Not the lettuce, but the pesticides.
Not the actual lettuce, but it could be the pesticides. I don't really necessarily know either one. Yeah. You know, yeah, but
I mean that would make sense, I guess. But I mean the water does turn green. You said, right? So some of that chlorophyll comes out.
100%, yeah.
Chlorophyll.
No, chlorophyll. Yeah, no.
Don't say the wrong one.
So, speaking of organics, how do you fight off like pests? Like, what is your IPM for your organics?
Well, right now I'm just using the sticky yellow traps, and then I have some. I haven't had to use it yet. Fuck, what's the name of it? The wizard guy is on the front.
Oh, Dr. Zymes. Yeah.
But I'm gonna order some of because I'm getting a few fungus gnats right now. So I think I'm gonna order some of their build a soils. They've got that fungus gnat killer. I want to try some of that, see how it works. I've been told that it works, but I've also been told mosquito bits work.
Yeah, really well.
So I'm not really sure, but I'm having some fungus gnat popping up in my AC Infinity 2x4 where I've got the two big beds. There's no plants in there. I've got some babies growing right now, trying to get my keepers to go into those two beds, but they're just sitting there. I'm watering them, keeping them going and everything, keeping them ready, but they're just getting fungus gnats. So I got to figure something out. It's the worst I've got with this organics yet. So
okay. So what? No. As you were. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Sorry.
You got to sneeze?
No, it's just cold in here today. I don't know. I'm trying to kick the heater on, but it's just not working. I got to figure that out after the show. It's fucking getting cold.
Your teeth are going to be chattering.
Yeah, soon, dude.
Yeah.
So what I found from fungus nets is they really only will come around if you have we'll say it's not necessarily oversaturation, but when your medium stays moist for too long, that is like the best breeding ground for them. And that's what they really love. That top 2 inches of your soil, your medium, is really where they're going to breed and where you can do your thing. Now, those yellow sticky traps and shit, those aren't necessarily going to fight anything.
No,
those are more and those are more of just like an alert thing. Those are more just to put there so if
get rid of
literally you have your yellow one, which is going to be your flies and like your flying around shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the one that
and
I
then
use, the yellow one.
your blue one is for like your aphids and shit like that. There's the 2 different colors.
Yeah, I don't have the blue ones.
Yeah, I believe it's blue.
So they attract like the aphids and the
and all that other shit. And they're literally, like I said, they're just so like so they're there.
Bottom and then because I've had plants outside where I have is it aphids? No, whatever. They're very hard to spot. They're little tiny fucking like little
The little
they're
mites or some
color
shit.
of the plant, and they're just little tiny things. And then I would spot them, and be like, "What the fuck is this?" I want to say it's an aphid, but I don't know.
Huh.
Maybe.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to say that real quick because I hear a lot of people say that. Oh yeah, I got all those sticky traps. I'm not worried about the bugs or anything.
Yeah. No, that's why I said I think I'm gonna order some of that fungus gnat killer from Build a Soil and see how well that stuff works. Because right now I'm starting to see them on my sticky traps, so it's time to start taking some action. And I can't start throwing chemicals and shit in there because then that defeats the whole fucking purpose. So I gotta get some good old natural shit.
100%. Like organic methods are the best, honestly. And like with certain bugs, I know that you can use other bugs to fight off those bugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can get like the beneficials and whatnot.
Yeah, I heard a lot about it. I've just personally never tested any of those because I've never. I've brought in fungus nets. I will say that I've purposely scraped up some soil that I knew that had fungus nets in it and brought it in because I do a lot of testing and stuff, and I'm always trying to see how far I can push a certain strain. Maybe I can get it to genetically mutate and produce the hormones necessary to repel said bug, So that's the whole idea on why I brought it in. But otherwise, I try 100% not to because I just don't like the thought of bringing bugs in my house, man.
Yeah,
it's too much.
Yeah, nobody wants to live with a bunch of bugs.
Yeah,
right? You got fucking bugs all crawling all over you. No, thank you.
So, are there any kind of specific strains that you've just gravitated towards? Like that's
Dude, I
the one.
fucking love this crop culture Paonia glue skies. He crossed I think it's Nana Glue from Robin Hood and Paonia Blue Sky from Kid Kaya. And man, this plant, I grew it for Seed to Harvest podcast, and then I flowered it out. We harvested it in July, and then I re-vegged it with Chris. He showed me how to re-veg it and everything, and I was successful. So I brought it back to flower. He showed me how to clone. So he taught me how to clone. I took my first clones. I have harvested one already, and then I've got one way too big in my 2x2. And then I've got the original. The mom is outside flowering right now, outside, and she looks so different outside than she did inside. It's amazing. But that strain, I have been loving it. Like the flavor, the effect, everything about the smell, the way it grows. It's been my favorite so far. And then the Stinky Pete Farms had a Yube milkshake that I grew out. That was fucking phenomenal. It was
milkshakes.
It was, dude, the flavor was super sweet, kind of grapey, but the effect was like I would go out, I would rip a joint, and I would just come back and be like, wow. I think I did Rouge Show by myself, and I had just came back from smoking a joint, and I don't know how I got through that show. Luckily, Crimson jumped on with me and kind of helped me fucking bring it in because I was just sitting there like, shit, what do I do? That stuff, that Stinky Pete Farms, man, he makes some amazing stuff.
I love that. I love strains that do that, bro.
He's a hash producer, so he does a lot of the hash strains.
Hell yeah. So if you can create any hybrid strain, what would you name it and why?
Fuck, I don't know.
No, you thought of that one?
I couldn't tell you what I would name it, but I would probably try and go with something silly and fun. Mm-hmm. Something that would be fun to say, something that rolls off the tongue. I don't know, that's just the type of person I like to make it fun. So I think I would just make it something silly and fun. That or dark and demented. My two styles,
I like a Alaskan Thunderfuck for that exact reason. It's just a fun name, bro.
Yeah, see something silly like that you'd never heard of, but you'd just be like, wow, that's just fun to say. I would just come up with something fucking absurd.
It rolls off the tongue nice.
Yeah, it would probably just be some made up word too. I don't even know. Fucking fun.
So the next question, you were talking about doing some outdoor. Do you do outdoor and indoor, or are you really trying to like stick to one and you're just playing around with the other?
what I do outdoors is mostly play around, or like right now, I had way too many plants that I popped, and so I had 4 or 5 plants that were like sitting outside of my tent getting light that way, and I just had my tents open because I had no room. So it finally got cool enough where I could put some plants outside. So I did. So right now I have plants outside because the temperature allows for it. But as soon as it starts warming up, you can't grow shit out there. Fucking way too hot. It gets to 110, 115 daily. So those plants just will not.
Ooh.
You have to have the hose just running on them constantly to have water. And that shit just,
Yeah,
you know. So
got a
it's
sprinkler system set up.
I can grow outside. But I take
Okay.
advantage of it, you know. I mean, might as well. The weather's
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
here, not hot, so it's perfect for it. I just once it gets hot, I have to fucking kill them off or bring them inside, which is a no go. So I have to
You ever
harvest
think of
them
like,
or let them die.
you ever think of setting up like a greenhouse or something?
I have, but my backyard looks like shit, and I'd have a lot of work to do before I could get one set up. And then I also have a very big pit bull who would get in there and just tear shit apart. So that's
Yeah.
another thing. I have to put like another fence up to keep him out of that area, I think. He's a big dumb male, so you know, he'll run right through the fucking material, not even seeing it.
Oh yeah. I love it. Yeah, most pit bulls, man, love machines, but they're retarded.
God, yeah, this guy's he's dumb as shit. Great dog, just dumb as shit.
Yeah. I love it. Oh man. So my next question, what got you into wanting to do content, man? Like what made you want to step behind the camera?
Honestly, it was just I started getting people following me and shit, and then I was having fun doing it. And my situation here is I'm a full time caregiver. I can't work. I take care of pops 24/7. So um, while I'm sitting here, I just started learning how to like film stuff and create. At first, I was using like templates and just throwing stuff together, but then I started actually like learning how to create my own videos and put the you know the all the shit together to make it my own video and not
Yeah.
have to use templates that were already provided for me. And I got I got a good feeling out of that, getting a video done and then posting it and then people actually seeing it and reacting to it. I was like, wow, I like this. You know, I'm enjoying this. The problem is I'm all in my head about myself. So when it comes to like getting on lives and showing myself, it took me a long time to be able to show my face because I was just too in my head. My guy Sly, aka Loco, got me to do his show and kind of brought me out of that comfort zone. So I give him mad for getting me to do that, and then you know, kind of started my journey on actually showing my fucking ugly mug.
I fucking did. No, man. I feel that like I was worried about getting behind the camera and shit like when I first started, but honestly, dude, like I keep saying and I'll keep preaching, this community is like the nicest community I've ever met,
Yeah,
bro. They're so
I've
loving.
been accepted by so many great people, and I've met so many fucking amazing people. It's
Hmm.
you know, I love it, and that's why I'm so like I'm all for the community, man. Like, you know, I try to help people. People ask me for artwork. It might take a while, but I'll get it to you and it'll be free. I'm not going to charge you for it, you know? So it's
What up? What
just,
up?
that's what I like doing. I like helping people in the
All right.
few ways that I have to offer. I'll offer my help, you know?
Fuck yeah, dude. I
And
love
then
that.
I also struggle with videos because I'm still learning all this. So I don't see myself as a teacher. I don't feel like I'm in the position to teach anybody shit. So I'm starting to work on my series that I'm gonna create for YouTube, but
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna make it prominent that I'm not teaching you anything. You can watch what I do. You're gonna watch me fuck up. You're gonna watch me ruin some shit or do some dumb shit. But you can learn that way by watching what not to do, or if I was successful, then you know that you can do that. You know what I mean? But in no manner am I don't think I'm a teacher at all because I'm still fucking brand new. I'm only 2 years in. There's people out there that have been growing for 43 years that you know, man, I'd love to
Yeah.
pick their brain for an hour or two, you know, learn some of
Oh
that
yeah.
shit. So that's one thing I also struggle with because I don't see myself as a teacher. So I'm like, you know, I'm weird about getting on there and telling people how to do shit because I'm like, I don't even know. The fuck am I going to tell you how to do it when I don't even, I'm still learning myself. It's not my place. I'll let the pros do that shit. I'm just here to make some silly content, make somebody smile, and hopefully brighten up a day, you
I
know?
love it. I love it, bro. No, like you don't have to be a teacher, you know. you just have to tell people like what you've experienced. Is share your
Yeah.
experiences and the knowledge that you have accumulated. You know what I mean? Just the stuff that you do know, and the stuff that you don't know. Just point people in the right direction. You know,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what I
what I always
do.
tell people. Like, if you have questions, reach out. If I don't know the answer, then I'll fucking help you find the answer. We'll find someone that knows. That's out of the
100%,
so many people that are in this community. Somebody's got the answer, and they'll be more than willing to share it.
hundred
So,
percent.
yeah,
There's usually somebody in chat who knows more than more than somebody else. You know what I mean?
100%. And I
Yeah,
mean, there's a lot of people that don't know a lot, but there's some shit they do know, and you're like, holy fuck, you know, they can't they can't germinate a seed for shit, but they know how to get that shit to flower out amazingly, you know.
hundred
So
percent.
yeah, everybody's got their thing. Roo Crew in
Yeah,
the house, Big Terp, look at that, shouting out my
hey,
boy Roo Crew.
let's go. It's all about sharing your experiences in the joke. Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, 100%, bro. Especially like as times change and shit. Like not only are methods changing, but we have like technology ever changing, and so
Yeah,
like
yeah,
things that we used to do and use back in the day aren't the same that we're doing now. You know, and
yeah.
so never feel like you're I never feel like I'm at the top. At least this is my whole fucking thing. I never feel like I know everything because I don't. Next
Yeah.
year something new is out. Not even
Oh yeah.
next year. Next week something's
Fuck yeah.
new is
The next
happening.
week.
You know what I mean? Literally. And so like never be at a point where you're like I know all of this. I know better than you. You know you're doing it wrong. You got to be doing it like that. You know, just be loving. Share the
Yeah.
information that you have,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, most
it's
people
like
are real good about that. There's a few out there that just, they jump in there and tell you how you're doing everything wrong and their shit's right. You're like,
mm,
I just brush them off. Okay, know it all. That's cool. I understand. You know everything. Move along.
yeah. I love it. And so with the whole like everything changing, especially like technology, what's your thoughts on like the next evolution of the 5 years of in the 5 years of cannabis?
Well, I am a huge fan, and recently Crop Culture Chris has been too, of this Herbs Now dryer, which everybody hated on for the first year I used it. If I would show it, oh, the hate I would get, man. But now people are fucking starting to use it, and it's starting to make an impact. And you know, I mean, I love the product. I do. The owner's he's cool, but he can be a little weird sometimes. So I don't promote it a whole lot. You know what I mean? But I use the fuck out of it. I've got my second one now because I got it from the latest crop culture box, and I use the shit out of them. So it's I feel like a lot of stuff's going to change. Like that changed Chris's entire way of drying. He was hardcore 60, just
Oh,
like Jeremy, and then he went and took second place at the Bill Soil Days, dried in the fucking Herbs Now dryer in 4 days.
I
So
missed that. Yeah, I
it
was trying
works.
to go to the Build the Soil days. I missed that. Yeah.
Oh, it was amazing, dude. You got to go next year. It was so fucking cool. It was. I wish there was more of us, like small time creators there, but there was a few of us. Like Dad's Grows was there, Urban Growing was there, Chris from Crop Culture, Support Dope People, Guapo, he was there. But it would have
Fuck
been
yeah.
really cool to see a lot of the smaller creators there and shit. Kind of like everybody met up in for BizCon. Like that was cool to see. It would have been cool to have something like that in Montrose, Colorado, and have everybody meet up and
Dude,
enjoy the thing they enjoy the most, because it was so fun. It was so cool.
that's why I'm hoping the DGC is going to be like this year because I missed last year too.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
like I
haven't
got
been.
all kinds of people say they're going to go this year. So I'm trying to shout that out as much as possible, trying to get
Yeah,
everybody going, man.
I know. I
Have a
really
big
want
old
to go to
smoke
that
sesh.
too. Canarado Chris, my co-host, and Root Nerds, I believe they're gonna have a booth there, so like selling the sprouts and shit. So I'm like, man, I really want to go so I could actually be a part of it and actually experience it. It would be fucking super cool. Because Build a Soil Days was my first event ever. I'm kind of stuck here in the house a lot, so I don't get out much. So I had to have caregivers come in and shit so I could get out there to go do that. And I only get a certain amount of hours that I can have caregivers come in. So my travel time is limited, but I'm trying to work it out to where I can get the DGC because I really want to get to that one. It would be an awesome experience.
Yeah. And then getting another caregiver is always tricky because sometimes you don't know if they're a good caregiver or not, and it just makes you paranoid. Yeah.
Well, and the way I do it is I have to rely on the state. So they just send in whoever the fuck they can. So I don't know. When I left, my wife was still here. So she was like, okay, well, they seem nice, you know, and so one of them was asking about my plants, and I think she was kind of like getting that she wanted to take some, you know what I mean? But I haven't seen them; they haven't come back since. But yeah, it's like they just send whoever is available, so you don't really get to vet them or anything. And I don't have anybody here local with me. Like I wasn't raised out here. I don't know anybody out here. The only people that I knew out here were my dad's friends. His family all moved away or passed away, but his friends and stuff, but they've all passed away or moved away by now too. So it's literally like I don't know anybody out here that, you know, there's no no contact with anybody in this fucking town.
I feel it. I moved to Colorado all by myself.
I kind of got sidetracked.
No, you're good. You're good. So what do you think the legalization trends, or how, my bad. Sorry, I'm getting this shit mixed up. How do you think the legalization trends are going to impact home growers?
Well, I hope that they'll let us grow, but I mean, it's hard to say what's real and what's not, you know, shit you see online nowadays. Everything's so fucking oversaturated with bullshit. You don't know what's real and what's not, but I'm hoping that they leave us the fuck alone, because I mean, in reality, who are we hurting? But in the long run, if the government's involved, I mean, they're not gonna fucking let us grow our own medicine. They want to fucking take over that shit. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna grow either way. If they fucking outlaw it or not, I'll just be another outlaw. Fuck them.
Stop and go back to the old times, bro. Honestly,
yeah, I would hope that they would let us keep doing our thing, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't pay enough attention to politics.
That bottom dollar.
I can't stand politics. I just can't do it. My dad sits here and watches that all day long, and I'm just like, I go in there and I cringe because I see a politician. Oh God, I gotta get out of here. Fuck these guys, you know, it just drives me nuts, the politics.
Yeah, honestly, as I get older, the more I start to focus on it, because I'm just trying to pay attention to it to find out what the fuck I'm about to do. Like, am I about to have to take all of this down inside my house and move it back to somewhere else? You know what I mean? That's the only reason I've been following. Yeah. But I'm just not, like, I got a wife and kid and shit, and I'm not trying to do anything to compromise that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. I got a wife and kids too. I'm hoping that hopefully it works out for us, you know. I mean, everybody wants it. Nobody wants to outlaw it. And if you do, it's strictly monetary. That's the only fucking reason. You know, either that or the goddamn propaganda from fucking centuries ago is still rattling around in your head telling you this shit's bad. So it's just, I don't know.
That would honestly be pretty sick. Yeah, that would be pretty sick.
Yeah, something, because these fuckers are gonna get their greedy little fingers on it, and they're gonna fuck everything up like they do everything else. That's what they're known for.
100%, dude. They're gonna fuck that shit up. But if you can change one thing about the industry, what would it be?
Fuck, I don't even know, dude.
Don't even know.
Honestly, I'm not.
Oh, man, I would do this for you, man. The government. That's my answer.
I mean, obviously, but I thought you meant like you know, within the business side ethic. That's why I was like, I'm not in the business side of it. I grow for myself, but yeah, I would have to agree with you. The government, keep them the fuck out.
Yeah,
100%. But if we're gonna get it legalized, that ain't gonna happen. They're gonna have to have their cut. You know this. We all know this. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it is.
Get rid of pre-rolls. Yeah, we don't need that. Some garbage.
Dude, those things taste like shit. They don't roll them for shit. You go to fucking light one up, you can't even take a hit, or you do, and the whole thing goes in one hit. You're like, what the fuck? All that air in there, shit. They burn right away.
Honestly, I feel like that most of that weed in the pre-rolls is the garbage weed, like the garbage weed that they couldn't sell, and they're like, oh, you know what? We're just going to throw it in some pre-rolls. People will buy it.
I think it was Crop Culture Chris said he had a good point at the Build a Soil days. He said what a lot of these bigger, you know, they sell those really expensive joints and shit. And he said they'll throw all the garbage on the bottom, and then the top they'll fill it up with the good flower. So when you initially light it, you get that flavor, you get that, ooh, that's so good. But by the time it gets down to that burnt shit, you're already getting all the resin and shit. So you're not tasting that they switched it up to some bullshit fucking scrapings off the floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally some fucking
For
floor
them to
weed.
save their money that way, there's some shady shit going on in the industry. It wouldn't fucking shock me.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
Just fill
And
the
that
top
actually,
and then fill the rest with bullshit.
oh, bro, literally,
And then cover it in
find
keef and call it good.
no, bro. And the keef is just a floor keef. That's the best part. It just looks good. It's just floor keef. It's not even good keef.
They just took the joint, rolled it on the floor.
Literally rolled it on the floor. It's good.
You're good. You're ready to roll.
That's terrible, man. But that actually leads me into my next question. So, how do you balance quality over your yield? I know we
I
all
really
aim
don't,
for
dude.
both. We all aim
I
for
really
both.
don't
But
because I only grow for myself. So if I'm having small yield, it doesn't really bother me because it's
okay,
just me. Like I said, I don't have anybody out here that I can really share with. So
okay.
I've sent some to a few people, but it's all for me. So
And you
I've
ever,
had quite a few that yield pretty low, but I'm like, you know what, fuck it. And I think a lot of it is my light because I'm running the ion boards. They're not very high intensive light, so my yields aren't very big anyway. I have them at 100%, and they're still not very big. I think if I were to get one of them bar style lights and get better coverage in there, I would have better luck with that. But that's expensive.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
I was.
got to save up for one of those fucking lights.
You grew it. Well, you grew it. That's fair. That's fair.
That's true. Yeah, you grew it.
I love it. The ion boards, man. Those are like the DIY ones, right? Like
It's the AC Infinity ion boards. I've got 2 of those in each of my AC Infinity tents, and then I've got the Gambit ion board.
okay.
And they're only like 100 and something watts, so that they don't put out all that much output. They grow the plants, they get them nice, but I think with a bar style light with better coverage, more wattage, I feel like I would get plumpier plant. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%, bro. 100%. Like that. I'm always
man, those bar style
juicing
lights are expensive. Shit, I looked into them and I'm like, man, I can't afford that shit,
bro.
Fuck.
Oh, who is it? Yeah, HLG is coming out with the new Scorpion Diablo X Pro something, right? It's like 1,500 watt, and it's damn near $2,000. But hey, man, that's 1,500 watts.
Yeah, that's true. That would probably fucking burn my house down.
Yeah, dude. It's an absurd amount of light, but you have it.
Yeah. Holy shit, that's a fucking man. Yeah, 100%. I would like to try it. I mean, I've never even tried a bar style light, so I don't even know how it would perform. But I'm only assuming because I've seen a lot of bar style light grows, and they look like they get a substantial more yield than I do. But I'm also new to growing, so I'm probably doing some shit wrong. You know what I mean?
Chunky Nug says it's 1,800 though. That's still, but bro, you're shipping and handling. Yeah, that's still close enough to $2,000 to me. That's $2,000. Right.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, Ray, don't worry about it, dude. I know everybody's got life. Life happens. You're good, man. Shout out to you though. Spanish Dre and Casey. Yeah. They're rocking some of that Dead by Dawn Jackal, and it came out really good. I think Crimson's actually going to use some for to bring it, bring the F2s up or F2s, whatever, further stabilize the genetics because they turned out really. I'm learning a little bit more about this breeding shit from Crimson, slowly but sure. I would like to try it one day, but
hey, bro, it's fun. It is fun. It's definitely fun. Yeah. No, I saw Spanish and Casey's grow the other day on levels, bro. They're 100% killing it.
Yeah,
100%.
My dude 333 Grows sent me a bunch, like 6 or 7 different strains that he created himself. Him and his wife, they've been fucking around with it and created a bunch of stuff. So I'm excited to run that stuff. Like I love getting stuff like that from friends. They're like, "Oh, I made this. Come, try it out." So then I can run it and see what we get. I'm running the crop culture oopsie daisy. He made an accidental cross, and so he had a limited amount of seeds. So I picked up one of the packs. I've got 3 going right now. Well, 4. One's a weird mutant. Came out like a fist. Stayed that way for days, but now it's starting to open up. I'm gonna let it do its thing. But I've got 3 that are in seedling stage right now, and I'm gonna find the best one and then put that in my living soil. And he said I should get some really cool expressions out of that one. He's excited. He hasn't even run it yet, so he's excited to see what we get. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude! I'm excited. After that PGS, that Peony Glue Sky, man, I'm all about that crop culture crosses. I want to try every one of them.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. So, could you walk us through your daily or weekly routine for your grow? How you do it?
Well, I get up every morning after I do my caregiver stuff. I'll come out. I tend to usually water the big pots first. I'll get them watered with just water, or I'll add some of the root wise in there. Water the living soil, and then I'll go over to my 2x2. I'll water that one, and then the ones I really got to pay most attention to are the ones in cocoa. So those ones I'm in there like every day checking, and because I've been having leaf issues and whatnot. So I'm in there. I'll water them in the morning, and then I got to check and make sure that they're staying hydrated throughout the day. They have been, except for my big one. I have to sometimes I have to give it a little bit of water in the afternoon. Not much, but just enough to get it through the night, so it doesn't fucking dry up or whatnot. But then I spend a lot of my time literally just with the organics. It's just water and then sitting there and watching them. There ain't really much else to do, I do the re-amend every now and again, which is just put some of either the build-a-flower, or if it's still in veg, some of the craft blend on there, some Colorado Worm Company castings, mix it all in there, get it fucking covered up with the mulch, and then yeah, man, with the organics, it's literally just do your shit eating for it, just watch it do nothing.
Any type of like training, like mainline stuff like that. I do
use the bud trainer clips in every grow. I don't top. What I do is I'll get the top stem there, and then I'll just bend that down using the bud trainer. So then it has to go down. I'll do like the 2-stair method where I bend it to where it comes back up, and then I'll do it again so it looks like 2 little steps. So that way it kind of folds it over that way, and then I'll bend the bottom ones completely out. So it kind of shapes like a Christmas tree, you know what I mean? The bottom ones will come out and around the top instead of going straight up towards it. Because I've had some plants where they grow straight up towards it and I don't bring them out. It ends up just being one giant cola. I don't like one giant cola. I like a bunch of smaller nuts. The one giant, I'm just gonna tear that thing apart anyway. So like, why'd I'd rather have smaller ones.
I like a big one every now and then again, just to see how big I could get them. But I'm 100%
I can see that. I can see that.
Once I find that like the bigger nugs have issues when it comes to drying, because you have to dry them out longer so you don't get rot in the center.
Gets trapped in the depths of that nug.
Yeah, especially if you're growing some like super dense shit and you grow like a big old monster. It takes a while for that center to come out. You know what I mean?
I don't like it. Chris from Crop Culture sent me some stuff that he ran of Miles. The Weed Should Taste Good. It was the Mesa Berry, and man, this thing was so dense, dude. It was like I could probably break a window with one of these nuts he sent me, dude. It was so dense and hard. I'm like, holy shit!
I love it.
It's like the densest I've ever seen. It was so dense and tight. I was amazed. It was shocking, shockingly dense.
So what's the biggest challenge as a grower for you that you've had to learn from?
Dog hair. It's everywhere. I got too many dogs and cats, and it gets everywhere. So if I go in there to go take a nice picture, I'll go to take the picture, and I'm like, fuck, gotta fucking pull the dog hair off first. And then when I go, you know what I mean? It's fucking, and then it doesn't help that if I have my tent open, my dogs always go over there and just soak up the sun. Like they go and they try and lay down in front of it to, get the light and shit. And they're shaking and all that hair all over my plants. That's been my worst struggle. Even over the fungus gnats and everything. Fucking dog hair. But what can you do? I don't have a place to take them where I can keep the dogs away. It's just in my dining room, so I just got to deal with it.
I had a buddy back in the day who used to have a couple dogs, and he kind of grows the same way. You know those black screen nets that you would find on your porch? You can buy a
Yeah.
roll for like $40, and it's like a shit ton for $40. Like you could do a whole porch with it. You don't need the whole roll, but you can take some of that and put some weights on one side, and then put a Velcro line across the other side, and then hang it on the top of your like the top part, and then drape it over the door. And so those black, and so that black screen net, depending on which ones you buy, they actually do a pretty good job. Yeah, they do a pretty good job of keeping the temperature in the tent solid, so you don't have to like deal with the outside room and all of like the big change and all this other shit. You know what I mean? So you can keep your humidity, your temperatures up with the door wide open.
Yeah. Huh.
And without getting any of that debris coming in.
Yeah, all that fucking dog hair. The goddamn dogs, man. And of course, I've got 2 of them that just shed like no other. So it's just sweeping the floor every 2 hours over here.
I love it. No, I used to, I can't remember the name of it, but we used to have a big old dog, and he had a long hair. His name was George. You could walk around barefoot, and by the end of the day, and not even by the end of the day, midday, dude, I swear to God, it was like you were wearing a pair of socks.
Yeah. We had a dog. We had a dog, Fluffy, that had long white hair. Passed away last year, and man, we're still finding her hair all over the house. And she's been gone for almost a year now. So it's like, holy. Well, no, I think she's been gone over a year now. It was Thanksgiving, but yeah, it's we're still finding her hair all over the place. It's like, holy shit, man, left her mark.
Oof. I love that. I know our cat passed away a while ago, and we're still pulling up cat hair from all of random places. Like so random places.
Yeah, that cat hair, it's fucking gets everywhere. My son has he loves his cats. He's got 2 cats, and his room, like we go in there, we have to fucking clean it out all the time because it's just the cat hair just builds up, and oh my god, because they hang out mostly in that bedroom, the 2 cats. The dogs scare them, so they don't, the pit bull scares them, I should say. The other 2, they don't mind, but the pit bull freaks them out. So like the one stays mostly in the room, and then the one that goes in and out of the house will come through the house every once in a while, But yeah, that cat hair gets everywhere in that room. You'll go in there after 2 days of cleaning, you go in there and there's cat hair everywhere again. What the fuck, dude? What are you guys doing?
No, man. It is a big challenge. There's a lot of good things that the animals could like have, like the CO2 and all of that other shit, but the hair, goddamn the hair.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. But we love our animals, so we deal with it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm sure when I'm breaking up my weed, I get their hair in there anyway. So I'm like, but I've smoked it before.
No, man, I remember that back in the day, buying a bag of weed, all of a sudden pulling out like a really long black hair out of the bud. You're like, what the fuck? Yeah. All right.
You know what I wonder sometimes? Is if we had an old bag of that fucking Mexican brickweed we all used to smoke when we were kids, and we ran one of those seeds, would it be good? Because like you got to think that it's just the way they grew it was shit, and the way they packaged it and transported it. I'm sure the seeds would grow up to be something. I don't know. I've always wondered that.
I've thought about it for a while. I know I've been wondering if that like the brickweed was like some ruderalis shit back in the day, or like what exactly was it? Like specifically, like more of like a strain wise. So we can hunt that shit down and maybe try to grow it in like you're saying, a more professional manner. Maybe
where it's
like
not
super dank out of it
together and grown with males and all that shit. You know what I mean? Where where you're not getting any of the seeds or any of that shit. I'm sure it would be something. I mean,
it could be definitely something there. Definitely.
Even the way they did it, and it looked like shit, tasted like shit, fucking burnt like shit, but it still got you high. So it still worked. It just. Even with no terpene, that motherfucker had no fucking on that shit, and you still got high, right? I didn't see one child. I didn't even know what they were. The fuck's a terpene?
Smoked a lot of brickweed.
Oh man, that's all I used to rip when I was a kid, man. That was go to the grandma down the street. We called her grandma because she was an old lady, and we'd get our $10 fucking dime bag. We'd all go to the park and blaze up.
Yeah, so there was a brickweed back in the day, and then there was softballs. It was literally like a softball, literally like a bunch of fucking nugs that they had just condensed down into a
Yeah, just
softball.
twist into a ball.
Yeah, and you literally just like break some like one of the
Yeah,
nugs off
I
and
never
stuff like
had that. We had the Mexican
yeah.
brickweed, and then every once in a while, one of us would have, me and my group of friends, one of us would get enough, birthday money or something to go buy some chronic. And that was the shit that was bright green, the good shit. You're like, yeah, dude. You're trying to savor that shit as long as possible.
The
And then
ball,
once
that's the
brick.
ball weed, bro. That was the ball weed. The ball weed was the fucking chronic, bro, and it was just condensed into a fucking.
There was
like
no
a
name.
softball.
It was just bright green, fucking stinky, sticky. There was no name back, at least that I knew of. It was just fucking chronic. That's what we called it.
It was the ball of the icky.
The ball of the icky. That's what you guys called it. The ball of the icky.
Ball of the icky.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I got a couple more questions, real quick. Have you ever had a crop fail? If so, what happened, and how did you recover from
it? Yeah, my first one is first I didn't pay any attention to the temperature and whatnot, and I tried running a couple of plants outside, and it was too hot, and it didn't quite work out. But that's to be expected on your first run because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. I would say the orchid that I ran, my first one in the living soil, because I thought I was watering accurately, but I was not. So it stayed very small, and I got a little bit off of it, but it wasn't very much. It literally lasted me like a week. It was probably I don't weigh my stuff. I just harvest it and then start burning through it after it's dry. So I can't give you a weight or anything, but it was a small yield, and I feel like it was just because of my watering habits. I hadn't dialed them in yet. So I would have to say that would be the worst one that I can think of. Every other one has come out relatively good.
All right, hell yeah, bro.
Funky, I have one of those, the Mason jar vacuum sealer. Yeah, it works very well.
Fucking kills it, bro. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a couple companies that are notorious for vacuum sealing their weed in jars, and then they say, so what they do is they'll grow out their shit, right? They hang it, dry it for a little bit, and when it's time to cure, they just seal it in that jar.
Oh, so, yeah.
Like literally just vacuum seal it and then seal the fucking jar. And then some companies switched over to cans, so now you can get canned weed and shit like that as well. But the whole idea is, yeah, it's literally like a fucking it's literally like what are they called? But what the fuck is the fucking ravioli? Like a ravioli can, dude. Like a fucking can. Yeah, like a legit can, bro. And they pack that shit with weed and they seal the fucking can and they let it cure in the can or in the jar. And the idea is it seals more of that flavor in there, so it doesn't have the potential to off gas as much of the the flavonoids and all of that other shit that it would normally do.
Yeah, with the oxygen and
you're just sealing it in there like a Dutch oven.
I mean, yeah, I like to leave some oxygen in mine. What was that last one I saw? It said something about the dry fully cured grove bags, then jars. See, that's what I was doing, and then Chris told me that he did it the opposite. He went from the dryer to the jar, did the jar for a few days, let the moisture come back, and then put it in the grow bags. And I've been doing that since, and it seems to be working very well. So that's been my method. But yeah, I love the grow bags, man. I'm rocking the shirt.
I love Grove Bag, like the company, when it comes to storage. Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to curing, I'm not a big fan of the curing in the bag. I've tested a couple different strains, literally same strain in the bag, same strain in the jar, literally same plant, everything in the half of it in the bag, half of it in the jar. I kept finding that I get like this weird soapy-ish flavor
Really?
near
Out of
the
the out
finish.
of
Yeah,
the bag,
out of
huh?
the bags, out of the bags.
Huh.
It kept coming out with like a soapy chemical taste, and it was not the strain because like
Yeah.
I pull it out of the
Yeah,
jar,
the other
the
half of the
jar,
jar tasted just the
oh,
way it
you know,
should.
yeah,
Yeah.
just the way it
Huh.
should. But
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
been
know.
finding it the because I know the grow bag for the curing, it would take much longer for that moisture to come back, that moisture content. And with the jar, it comes right back pretty fucking quickly in a few days. So I think I'm a fan of the curing in the jars over the bags myself. But I didn't get the weird soapy taste, although. So maybe I did. I
Yeah,
just didn't realize it.
I don't know. I bought a big old box a while back, and I had like over 500 pound bags, and I used maybe 10, and just got fucking soapy flavors each time. And I was like, nope.
Yeah, you
And I
fuck up
turned
and
around and
blend.
started handing those out to everybody. Literally, like on this last giveaway, I put 2 pound bags in there, and shipped them out to people.
I
I,
always do that shit. I do a giveaway and then I end up throwing a bunch of extra shit in there. Here, you can have
yeah,
that too. Fuck, man.
yeah. You can have this. You can have this. Yeah, man.
Waynerd, this dude Waynerd won on our show last week. I sent him a pack of the grow bags. I threw some James Loud seeds in there, and then I got my
Oh, yeah.
James Loud monthly box thing. So I sent him. I threw in some grove bags, some stickers, and I threw in another pack of seeds, and I think 2 more packs of seeds. I'm like, oh man! And then he won again today on our show. I'm like, holy shit, man! You got 2
Oh, yeah.
packages for you now.
I
Fucking
love
shout
that.
out.
What? I love that. That shit cracks me up every time. Every time like
I know.
somebody
It's
wins
so
this
funny.
day, wins again the next day, you're like, all right, bro, other people want to win too.
Me and Rue had the same thing with Thurgood Jenkins, man. He came on, he won, and I think the following week he won again, and then he started winning on other shows. We're like, dude, go play the lottery or some shit. It's your time.
Shit. Buy some scratch off, god damn it.
Yeah, something.
I love it. No,
Use
I
that.
like don't get me wrong, I like Grove Bag and all. It's just I feel like they're better for the storage. They do a lot better for the storage
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I
I'd have
can
to agree with
fit
you
a lot more.
after trying curing both ways. I feel like grow bags is better for storage.
Yeah, and there's so many different. Like if you're doing like freeze storages and shit like that, like the bags are perfect for that. Perfect
Yeah,
for that. I don't like putting glass in the freezer.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it just not work good.
Yeah, glass in the freezer. Yeah, I've got a big old bag of so many different, just trimmings and then larf and all this shit in the freezer still that I got to turn into like edibles and whatnot. But I keep going to older stock that I have. Like I've got this little bit here that I'm going to turn into some. I just heated some up, decarbed it right before seed to harvest. So I'm going to make some butter after this. That way we got me and my wife quit drinking, so we now do the edibles at night. It helps us, kind of relax a little bit. So my wife doesn't smoke at all, but she'll enjoy an edible.
I saw a comment. I can't find it. I saw something about how am I getting PM? If you are getting PM in your grow, it is your environment. You have too much humidity going.
Yeah, the powdery mildew.
Yeah, your PM is just from like humidity or microclimates, like one leaf hanging on top of another leaf.
Yeah, holding in that moisture.
Yeah, that whole area right there is a totally different temperature, totally different humidity. That is a prime area for PM to come. If you have a really bad case of PM and your plant is riddled with PM, you can save it. Okay, there's a bunch of different types of techniques. Like there's bud washing. There's all kinds of like Dr. Zymes has stuff like Asgard, fucking Xeritol. Like no, not Asgard, Xeritol. Asgard was just helping me remember. Don't use Asgard on a flowering plant; it'll suck up in here. Do not do that. The Xeritol will wash it. Xeritol is an organic peroxide, essentially, just really concentrated. That shit will kill your PM, no problem. Use that in a cocoa wet, which is a wetting agent. Use both of those, kill your PM, no problem. After you get your PM on lock or your plant is harvested, you need to sanitize your environment, your area, your tent, your grow room, whatever it is.
Right? You got to clean the fans, everything.
Got to clean it all because there's spores that will literally stick to the wall, stick to the fan, stick on top of the lights. You would be surprised where they stick. And then once you put in a new plant, you're likely to get PM again.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to where the climate here is so dry that that's something that I don't really have to deal with.
Yeah, I like just get more air movement, and get your humidity on lock, and then PM usually isn't an issue.
Yeah, I
Unless
keep a
you're
deep
like certain
queue.
certain strains, I will say certain strains are like really
Yeah, some are
susceptible,
prone
like
to it.
like super prone to
Yeah,
it. They're just fucking
they just
magnets for
preserve
that
it
shit.
quick.
Yeah,
I keep at
like
least two of the circular fans in each tent. Just even my small 2x2, just to keep that air fucking moving
mhm.
around.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I was sidetracked. I just saw
Oh,
that.
you're good, man. Somebody asked for help. Help them out by all means, dude.
Wanted to touch that real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, somebody's struggling with some PM. Help them get that shit out of there.
Oh
Nobody
yeah.
wants to smoke PM.
Yeah, fuck no, bro. We don't smoke none of that mold shit around here. None of that mildew.
Not gonna do it.
Hell no. Um, so what's your favorite part of the growing process from seed to harvest? Do you like the
I like
popping of the seeds? You know?
the initial first sign of flower when you get to see all those little pistils sticking straight up, and it's just that little fluffy white ball. I love that part. I just love watching those pistils going everywhere. And I have found with a lot of the silly rabbit genetics, there's been a couple others, but with silly rabbit genetics, like their fucking pistils are like 3 feet long. I'm like, holy shit, they're reaching for the ceiling. They're so long. It's crazy. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Those little fucking fingers, they fascinate me, you know? And they're just reaching for pollen, just looking for it. Just I love it. That's my
I
favorite
wrote,
part.
I feel that. Yes, that is also alcohol. Alcohol is only good for certain things in the grow. Otherwise, this is 100% correct. That shit will spread like
The
Jesus
alcohol
Christ.
will?
Yes,
Oh,
100%.
good to know. I
Yeah,
did not know that.
yeah. It's a different so there's water soluble shit. You know what I mean? There's a word for that one. That one does alcohol doesn't do anything to it besides spread it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Um, yeah. I can't remember the
Well,
fucking
shit,
word
you
for
just
it.
added a new wrinkle to my brain, and I'm glad I know that now. I would have been rubbing alcohol all over everything. Fuck, what is it getting worse? What the fuck?
Yeah, no. And even then, a lot of people got the whole alcohol thing fucked up. Everybody thinks that you want to use the highest amount of alcohol to clean it because it's going to kill it the most. That's not necessarily true. You want the longest surface temperature, not surface temperature, surface like 75%. 75% won't evaporate. Like that, right? It stays there, so it has a longer time for it to actually like sit there and clean shit. If you get higher alcohol rates, like 100% and shit like that, right? That shit evaporates like that. Literally evaporates like
Got
that.
so
So you're
much in
not
there, it's got nowhere else to go.
literally it just
Yeah.
burns off like that, like nothing. So you're not really cleaning a lot of shit. If you use that, like when it comes to cleaning, you sit here wipe all day, you're still like, and then come back with a microscope and all that shit, you're still gonna find germs there, 100%.
Yeah, you're still gonna see shit
You
floating
want to
around.
use like that 75% shit if you're ever going to use it to clean things, and you only use that for certain things, like what is it? Yes, diluted bleach too. That yeah. You could use it for like certain tables and shit like that. Like it depends on what table. Like if you were at this table, right, and this is where you do all of your trimming and shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can clean that table with that 75% alcohol. But if you come back in here and shit and you start doing all of that like breeding and all of that other fun stuff, like with the like cutting of the plants, like the fresh plants and shit, you do not want to use that alcohol because you are likely to spread diseases from that plant to the next plant. You want to use that diluted bleach, literally a diluted bleach solution in a fucking glass. You put your scissors in that shit and let them soak in there overnight and shit. Pull them
Yeah.
back out in the morning, give them a good wipe down, and give them a rinse off if you're really paranoid about it, and then there you go. You get back to your trimming of your plants. But otherwise, yeah, most alcohol is used, like when it comes to this business, should only be used for like extracts and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Good to know. Fucking taught me a lesson there, bud.
Suspense. Sus. Yeah.
Chunky Mug. Shout out to that dude. He won on the Seed to Harvest podcast earlier.
Yeah, dude,
He's got
Chunky,
some-
bro. Chunky is smart as fuck, bro.
Dude,
Bro,
Chunky's
don't
awesome.
sleep on my boy Chunky.
No,
My
Chunky's
boy.
rad. I don't see him much
Yeah,
on Instagram, but I always see him in the live chats and stuff. And I see him on I think it's Levels or someone's show he goes on.
Yeah,
And,
he was on a bunch of people's shows.
Chunky's the shit, dude. And he did a post where he had his hat on. He looked like me. I was like, oh shit, I had to share it. It actually looked like me for a second. I'm like, holy fuck, twinning.
Pretty positive he did a show with Chad Westport.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Chad and Chunky sitting in a tree.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's up, Levels? What's up to you there, brother? See Bunny? Big Tad?
See Bunny,
Nice.
Levels, all good. Yeah, shit, dude. Keep
Grumpy
cycling
Toad.
people,
I like
getting
that
good
name.
people in here. Hell yeah, man. All right.
My dog's
So-
here. Come on.
Oh shit.
Come on. Come on. Come on. I know you want some screen time. Let's go. Come on. There you go, buddy.
There it is.
There you go. All right. Say bye. There you go.
He looks back. I love it.
Big ugly pug. This is my thug
Whoa.
pug.
I love pugs. It's just I don't like their snoring, or that weird grunt noise that they do.
Dude.
It
So
creeps
he
me out in
snores
my
when he's
sleep, man.
walking or just standing there. He snores. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Creeps me out.
You're probably gonna hear it on the mic because he fucking snores. He's sitting here.
I love it.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He pisses on stuff, which is a pain in the ass. But I guess from what I've been told, a lot of male pugs do that. They piss on everything. Luckily, he's stopped doing it so much in the house. But every once in a while, we'll come out and be like, "What the fuck is that, Kobe? God damn it! What are you doing?"
Fucker. Oh yeah.
Levels,
Oh,
the
shit.
dude.
1 second, sorry. All right. So, can you share a memorable story from your earlier days of growing cannabis that significantly impacted your approach today?
Well, I've only got 2 years in, but I would say learning the living soil, man. It's gotten me more in tune with the input of everything. Like when I was using the salt-based stuff and whatnot, I wasn't paying any attention to a lot of the stuff going in. You know what I mean? And now I'm paying more attention to that. So I feel like switching to the organic living soil has been a game changer for me.
Yeah. And did with that, do you know about like your root biome or what? However that's
All that stuff. I'm still learning. I'm still.
Man.
I'm only on my second. It's going to be my second full build a soil run, aside from the PGS I have in there. But,
bro,
yeah,
that is going to change so much.
that stuff, and that's like I'm going to be head deep in shit I got to learn. You know, but
Bro,
I want to be able to understand all that, and you know that's like my goal is to I want to be able to talk about it like the fucking like Jeremy and everybody else, you know, like everybody that knows what they're doing. I want to learn and be able to talk about it the way they do. Like Chris from Crop Culture, he's a great portrayal of you know, he's very knowledgeable and he knows how to present and speak well on it. And I want to be able to do that. But right now I still don't understand a lot of that in soil, like you said, the biome and shit. I'm still studying all that and trying to understand it all.
Sorry, that fucking comment, man. No,
Kobe,
this
you hear that?
isn't.
You want-
This isn't
on,
yours. You are mine.
Big Turk wants me to piss on you, dude. What the fuck?
That was unexpected.
Big Turp's awesome.
Right.
Always in the tent, Big Turp.
Oh yeah. So, damn, that fucking threw me off so bad. All right. What's an unexpected life skill that you? Oh wait, no, shit. Now I remember. So the biome, right? That biome. Oh god, bro, that is literally what got me into eating more healthy in my life. Because once you look at the biome of your root system, right, you understand how things are uptaken and everything else like that. Then you could look back at the human.
Yeah.
like the average human, right? We have a microbiome inside of our stomach. It's really what helps us digest everything and stuff like that. And if you have a fucked up microbiome, then there's all kinds of things that you can do and shit. But initially, in all realities, what you need to do is change your fucking diet, right?
Yeah.
Fix your microbiome, right? That is really dictates how you operate throughout the day, man. Like if you are feeling groggy and shit and like you just don't have a lot of energy throughout the day and stuff, that is because your microbiome. It is how it is processing all of the fucking energy that you are giving it, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, see, like that's the type of shit that I feel like that's my goal, is to get into understanding all that, and I feel like that will push me towards the better. I mean, it already has in a small way. Me and my wife have started kind of switching up some of the stuff that we're eating, and we really want to switch up like a lot of the stuff we eat, because like our kids eat a lot of that processed bullshit, and we got to end that because that shit's not good. So I feel like doing this deep dive into all that shit will further help me in you know, solidifying that decision and diving into it and shit. Shut up. Fucking dog.
I love it. No, it is. It's like, it's really something to behold, because like the science and honestly everything like about the plant and how the plant operates really has a lot to do with how we operate. So there is a lot that you can take from the plant and look back at yourself and be like, shit, this is explaining why I don't have that energy anymore. You know what I mean? This is explaining why I'm groggy, or I got these random pains and shit like it, you know? Yeah. Sorry, I gotta stop. I'll rant.
Everybody that I've met that has switched over to, well, I can't say everybody, but most people that I've met that have switched over to the living soil way, not even just the bill of soil way, but, you know, like organic living soil, have all made a decision in their life to also switch the way that they eat themselves, if they were already, you know, if they weren't already doing that. You know, like even Jeremy says, like doing all this stuff has caused me to eat differently. Look at the stuff that I put into my body differently. And yeah, so I feel like it's going to help us immensely with that. I have a bad habit of not checking what's in stuff, you know, like I don't look at the ingredients and shit. And recently we've started kind of doing that. And you look at the shit that they have on these fucking, you can't pronounce half of it. What the fuck is that? I don't know what it is. The fuck, some scientists just threw that shit in there just to fucking make it pink? What the fuck?
Yeah, dethylmethyltrimine or some shit, just some crazy random fucking chemical.
Kind of get into the habit of we got to buy more of the better foods and shit. We're guilty of it because we keep supplying all this garbage food for our kids, and you know, but it's just so convenient and easy, and it's there. And then fuck, one of my kids is so picky, it's like the only shit he'll eat. But we're gonna have to just, here's an artichoke, fucking eat it.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, Harrison, that red 40, dude. My wife tells me all the time that shit is fucking terrible, and they're putting it in fucking everything. That red 40, that fucking dye shit.
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
fucking terrible for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you that fucking when I started growing, I was still drinking, and that's another thing that that's another thing that I attribute to cannabis is my drinking. I'm almost at, what am I? I'm at fucking 500 and something days, 537 days alcohol free, and I couldn't have done that without not even smoking, but the growing cannabis. It literally, excuse me, keeps me busy and keeps my mind occupied and off of the wanting to have a drink. Like now I'm at the point where I don't even think about it anymore. I look at my phone, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm 537 days in. I didn't even think about it, you know? At the beginning it was like counting every shit. So, but the cannabis, I attribute my success to the cannabis, because that shit fucking, you know, just didn't help.
Do you feel like it was more of the constant, I don't want to say it like that, it was the constant need of doing something, right? Like the plant needs your attention, right?
Yeah, you got to get in there.
Or do you feel like it was the medical of the plant? You know what I mean? Like
I feel like honestly, it's like I said earlier, it's like a therapy for me. It eases my mind and it calms me down. I go through a lot of stress here with the caregiving and all that shit, because I've also got 2 kids, the wife, dogs, cats. and it gets to be a lot sometimes. So when I get all stressed out and you know, I start to fucking see myself raging out or whatever, you know, I can just open the tent, do some shit with the plants, and I calm myself down. My wife's even found that I start getting angry or something. She used to be like, go outside and do your fucking gardening or something. Go whatever you got to do to fucking calm yourself down. Go plant a fucking plant, you know, because it just seems to calm my mind down a little bit. Hi.
Yeah, I quit drinking last year, I think. Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, see, you
Yeah,
stop
dude.
counting, and then it's just another day, man. Yeah. I lost a fucking bunch of weight when I quit drinking. I'm like 60 pounds down. I didn't realize how fucking bloated I was. You know, I posted a while ago. It was an old picture of me when I was drinking next to a picture of me when I'm not drinking. It was like, holy fuck. Somebody took a fucking helium thing and just blew me up, dude. I was all big and fat, just round all over. I'm like, fuck. Never realized how bad a shape I was in.
Hell yeah, brother. All right, well, I got one last question for you before we wrap it up. I feel like it's a good. Yeah, I feel like it's a good one. How do you stay motivated during your difficult grow seasons or difficult grow in general? When facing setbacks, how do you stay motivated?
I think I turn to the community, man. I'll ask for help. Excuse me. I'll ask for help. And then, you know, somebody's always there to help you. And I feel like because I don't know anybody in my personal life that grows or even has, you know, the want or the urge to grow their own. So the community is what I fall back on, because that's my you guys are the ones that I have to talk about it with. So when I'm running into some issues, my first thing is to go to the community, see if anybody has had the same issue, and then hopefully reach out to them and kind of get some help from them. Shit, I kind of lost the question there.
The motivation.
I would say is the community, because I've met so many amazing people in this community that push me. Like, I'll say Crimson, for example. Like, if I feel like shit one day and then I have a conversation with him, he kind of encourages me to keep going, and I try to do the same thing for him, you know. So I feel like the community is the best thing that we have for one another, because fuck, man, who else is gonna push your shit forward, share your stuff? Your family doesn't. I mean, mine. I don't know about yours, but my family doesn't share my shit. They're too scared of the fallback they'll get from promoting cannabis. You know what I mean? So
my family 100% shares my shit.
Yeah, my mom likes it. She doesn't. She's sober, so she doesn't partake or anything. But she doesn't mind it. But most of my family is still in propaganda mode, you know, where they're all, oh, you're gonna smoke weed and turn into a heroin addict because that's the way it works. You know, like, come on, dude.
Man, no. My family's pretty cool about it. Like, honestly, I'll let y'all in on a little secret if y'all don't know. My moderators is my family members. One is my mom. The other one is my sister.
Awesome.
Yeah.
See, I wish I had a family that was more, you know, more accepting of it. But I mean, my mom accepts it. She just, you know, I can't like smoke with her or nothing because she's sober. But she understands what I do, and she doesn't dislike it. You know, when she comes over here, she checks them out and looks at them and whatnot. She took a picture with me around Thanksgiving, I think, in front of my plants. So she's accepting of it. She just doesn't partake. And I feel like if it came down to it and you asked her, she'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna get arrested." Because that's still the way my dad feels. It's like, you're gonna get the cops over here. They're gonna take your house and this and that. It's like, Dad, it's legal. It's nothing to worry about.
No, man. No, I've like I said, so a lot of people don't know, but well, I've said it a couple times. I started growing at a young age, and I've had a pretty good open mind about like the whole like cannabis aspect and everything. Like the whole science behind it is really what drives me for it, because there's so many different values from the plant, right? And there's so many different things, different avenues of science that we can reach with that, right?
Yeah,
whether it be to taking a plant and turning it into a fucking car, and I shit you not, it's already being done. We've done it before. Or taking that plant, turning it into medicine, taking that plant, turning it into a house, a bridge, rope, like literally all kinds of plant, like all kinds of things, right? Like, it's crazy. And so with that, I've I've built myself a pretty good fucking case, like in the whole situation, and I've been blessed enough to have like really understanding parents. They have you like both of them were users, I guess, medical patients, whatever you want to
Consumers.
call it, consumers.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever, whatever that fucking word is. But yeah, no, and so because of that, I was able to start growing at like 16. I literally started my first plant in my closet. Some stuff happened. I wound up going to a mental hospital, and my mom and my dad and my little sister all took care of my plants while I was gone.
That's fucking rad.
Yeah, and so like I don't know, they have been quite supportive of me because they know that like I'm doing this whole situation just to help people. Like at the end
Yeah.
of the day, I don't care if I get famous. I don't care if I reach fucking 2 million subscribers or anything because that's not what I'm here for. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, I'm for that one person. Like literally that one individual who had a problem and I want to be that person to help them if I can.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah, man, I'm with you on that, dude. Fuck fame. Fame sucks because then you get fucking trapped in this fucking glory hole of fame where you can't fucking do anything in private. Nobody wants
Yeah.
that shit.
It's not
I
even just like
grow
the
some
private,
plants
like
and make some people smile when I can. You know, that's all I want to do.
literally you're not able once you reach a certain level of fame. I don't feel like you're able to be a part of the community anymore, especially
Yeah,
once you
yeah,
start
dude,
getting
100%.
companies
Because then you're just
involved, so like supporting
and
you because they have the say in what you do now, and it's no longer what it was.
exactly, dude. There's some people in the community. I'm not going to name any names, but you know, there's some people that can't grow what they want because they've got sponsors that they have to grow their stuff, and it's like
Hmm.
I don't want to be in that boat. Fuck that. I want to grow what I want when I want. You know, so.
Exactly, bro.
More like
Exactly.
paying, but you know, you get them sponsors and all that shit, and then they just kind of overpower your growth. Then you're stuck with what they want you to grow, and it's like, no, man, I don't want to grow that right now. I want to
Hell
grow my
yeah.
own.
Literally, and I'm just not about that. Not about that.
Yeah,
But
I'm with you, man. I'm all about community, dude. I like these people. Everybody in the chat, they're all fucking awesome. Anthony
I will.
Rafferty, Canna,
I,
Alicia.
I will say I will accept certain sponsorships. Certain sponsorships, right?
Yeah, I go with the good ones, man. I like it. You know, I'll promote. I mean, I'm not sponsored by. I guess I wouldn't say sponsored. I'm not sponsored by Crop Culture or he gave me a promo code because I plugged him so much, but he doesn't sponsor me or nothing. He's just a good dude that I promote because I believe in what he's doing. Same thing with Dead by Dawn. You know, I promote shit that I use and that I agree with their style and the way they do things. You know, so
100%, bro. Hell
that's why
yeah.
I went with I switched from AC Infinity over to Gambit because AC Infinity has their crew. They've got their whole shit set up. You know, this
Hmm.
this this guy Gambit over here, he's a little small family owned and operated business. He needs people promoting his shit. So I'm gonna go over there with him and help him a little bit, you know.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell
I'm
yeah.
sure I won't do much for him, but I'll try. I mean, you
Bro, as long
know,
as you're trying, bro, that's all that matters.
yeah,
Support the little
yeah,
guy,
he
dude.
appreciates it, so that's all that matters. It's like, you know,
Hell yeah. Hell
fuck
yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's been a good show, brother.
Dude, I
Awesome
enjoyed it.
having you. Hell yeah.
That's fun. We'll have to
If
do this again. This is fun. I'll have to have you on Seed to Harvest podcast, motherfucker.
fuck yeah, fool. Just let me know.
Yeah,
Just
for
let me know,
sure.
man. If you want, man, shout yourself out. Let everybody know where to find you.
Yeah, you can find me at L underspace Cannaseur, CANNASSEUR. It's long and annoying, I know, but I chose it and I stuck with it, and it haven't been shut down yet. So ElCanna on Instagram as well as Twitter. I've been posting a little more there because I finally figured out how to get my videos to post with sound. Wasn't letting me do that for some reason. And then Seed to Harvest podcast. It's at S2H podcast with a T on Instagram and YouTube, and we're live every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And then I also do a show with Rue. I'm gonna keep going every Friday at 7 p.m. Central. Rue's Goofy Growing. We do the L Goofy Grow Along, where we've been popping some James Loud and kind of growing them together. So
oh
me
yeah.
and Rue, we've become good friends. So I love that dude. Super cool guy.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. I'm trying to get him and Trying to get James Loud on here too. Been trying to get a hold of him. He's a hard man to get a hold
He
of.
might
He's
be
always
tough, man.
busy.
He came on our
So
show
busy.
with Rue a few weeks back, and he was literally like getting ready to cook a meal for people. Like, so it was hard to kind of keep his attention. He was like talking to people in the background. So that one might be tough, but I'm sure if you get a hold of him, dude, or tell Rue to get a hold of him. Fuck, man, that guy he talks to him on his phone and shit. So
Oh shit, you got the hookups.
he's got a direct line to that motherfucker. I got to message him on Instagram and hope he replies.
Literally. Fucking love it, brother. It was nice having you. Fucking hit me up. I'll definitely do a show with you, and we're
Yeah, for
definitely
sure,
gonna
dude.
have
That'd be
you
great.
come back again. Honestly, I messaged you some stuff. I'm trying to work something out. I'm trying to have most of the people that I had on my show, have them all come back for one
Yeah.
episode every year. At the end of the year, I want to have all of those people that I had try to come on, have a panel. You know what I mean?
Oh, that sounds good. Fuck yeah.
It'd be crazy.
I'm sure I
See what
know a lot of
happens.
them.
Yeah,
A bunch
facts.
of people I know already.
Yeah. Oh yeah, brother. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you.
problem, dude. Thanks for having me.
Of course, brother. Real quick, y'all. Real quick. About to do another quick little live. Gonna do the grow along. We're gonna do a update. I'm gonna have levels come up. We're gonna talk about a couple things. Uh, show your guys' plants if you want. Show what how your germination went. Yeah. Catch me in a minute.